YouTube is happening. It is Wednesday, July 16th, and we're going to talk about WNBA first because it's that and MLS. That's all we have today. So we have 5 games on the slate today, and guess what? After today, there's nothing on Thursday. There's nothing on Friday. It is their All-Star Weekend time. So, and then they'll come back on Tuesday. So, yeah, it's a fun week for sports, isn't it? I know, right? So we're going to talk about these 5 games, and apparently 2 of them start super early, and then one starts at 3 o'clock because that just makes sense to put games on a Wednesday in the middle of the week at noon and 1 o'clock. That Yeah, great job, WNBA marketing. You have literally nothing going on tonight, baseball wise. You could literally have stuff going on at nighttime where people can actually watch it, but no, let's put it on at noon on a Wednesday. A+ job, guys. So, anywho, I digress. We're going to break these down, look at stats, look at props, all the usual stuff. Let's go ahead and look over here at the actual list for Monday and Tuesday, shall we? We shall. These are the plays that I took. Monday was a clean sweep, 3-0. Reese, Burton, Hayes all did their jobs beautifully. Yesterday, Indiana did not do their job. 15.5 point favorite? No, they didn't cover that. Well, what did they win by? They won by a whopping 8 points. Good job. Pathetic. Should do better. You should never stay that close with Connecticut, but whatever. So it was a 3-1 day. If you want the plays typed out for every single sport I do every single day, because you see it's a long list of them, or you want access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research, you got to go over and check out the HQ. Simple as that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right there. There you go. So enough of that. So we have our games. As we click back over here to Wednesday, we got our 5 games on the slate. Everything's there. Let's go ahead and jump to that first game right now. All right, first game is going to be Atlanta and Chicago. You can see currently it is Atlanta by 10.5 point favorites on the road. 158.5 is our total. Let's go over and look at the actual spreadsheet so we see our numbers. There is our information. In the last 5 games, you can see how they've been doing overall with the ratings. Rankings based on the last 5 column in case you're new here, because I know some people are going to be new today because they're like, what do I bet on? Let's do some WNBA. Welcome. So it's just like NBA. Just the numbers are numbers. So we find some advantages that are out there. So we can see overall how these teams are doing lately. 2v3 on the 2.9v5. There's no difference there. 10v6, that Chicago lean. 2v12, that leans Chicago heavily. But apparently we gotta look at injuries because Chicago, Reese is out, so ruled out for Wednesday's game. So nope, all those 2-point shots and rebounds and all that. Somebody else is going to get them today. We don't know who. But then you look for Atlanta. Howard is still out too. So yeah, but we can take advantage of the fact this is 3-point versus 3-point defense. So we could look for Chicago 3-point shooters. That might be a play we could absolutely take. But with Reese being out when she's basically the focal point of the offense, I'm curious to see how that's going to work. So you can look at the rest of the stats here. Some lean Atlanta, some lean Chicago. Cool, good stuff. Let's go look over at Outlier. This is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it. Slime. Get you a whole week for free. Absolutely. Go check it out. We have it set to the over. Let's go ahead and pick the right game, which is our first game. And we can see currently we have 4 overs we're going to look at. And we just said we want to look at Chicago 3-point shooters. And the first thing we're going to have is Rachel. Bam. And then we have Canada as well. So let's look at both of these overs. So Rachel 3-point shoot, averaging 3.4 on a 2.5 line. Close. That is definitely doable, especially with Atlanta being 12th in 3-point defense, allowing 37.5% in the last 5 games. Only problem is this 6 is doing a lot of heavy lifting. A lot. So 3-2, 3-3. If I go head to head, you can see how she's done. She hits, the last season she hit 6 against them. So overall, they're only 2 on average. Last 10, only averaging 2.7 on a 2.5 line. That's not good enough for me. We don't like that. Let's go look over at Canada. What's up, Canada? 24.5, averaging 30. I assume you're probably going to continue doing what you're doing, which is just dominating outside the last 5 games. Last 10, you have stepped it up in the last 5, you can tell. So this is a lean, not a strong lean, but it is a lean because when you see that increase in volume, you go from this to just popping off like this, that might be something to go for, especially since you're stepping in because Howard, you're taking the bulk of the work because Howard is out currently. So, yeah, that's got to be something. Let's see what else. Let's go look at some unders because I'm not going to take Rachel. No. 2.5. Canada potentially. Man, you can drop 30 and 25 like it ain't nothing. So that could be a play. Let's go look at the under, see if anything stands out for the underside. We have Canada again under 3s and is hit to 8.4 out of 5 and gray under. I will never ever take an under 1.5 3-point shooter, no matter who it is. It could be Anybody, pick a person, I'll never take it. So we got that. Let's go look at your see you under 2.5. 2.5 is a different story. 1-8 on a 2.5 is still not good enough. We want one in the other direction, so we have that nice cushion. So we would want at least an average of 1.5 or lower. See how we do it? We want averages. The players stay within their averages, we tend to do well. So this is going to be a no for me. Only play I would even consider taking would be Canada in this one. And since there's only, that's the only thing we have today, let's have something to root for. Let's take Canada. Oh, Canada. I can't spell Canada. Canada over 24.5 PRA. Yeah, you're rocking the 30 average last 5. Let's see if you can keep up that trend against Chicago, who they're average in defense, but I think with Reese being out, it's going to throw their whole entire game off because she's the focal point of a lot of things. So I'm going to take Canada. We're going to trust these numbers. If you want to take Rachel for the threes because of the matchup here, you could. That could be a second option. I would not take a side or a total, though. We have no clue what Chicago's going to do without Reese in there. That's the biggest thing. So let's do that next. All right, we're going to game 2 now, which is going to be Minnesota and Phoenix. Currently, Lynx, 9.5 point favorites at home. 157.5 is our total. Let's look over at the spreadsheet, see the numbers. Phoenix has been balling out recently. Look at all these numbers. Pretty good stuff. But Minnesota's going to continue to do what Minnesota does, which is just be awesome. 7-3 last 10. Phoenix 8-2. Where's the disadvantages? That's what we look for. Where can we take advantage and hopefully do well? And that's going to be 3-point line again in this one. 4v10. Minnesota's 10th in 3-point defense. Points in paint. 12v6. That means Phoenix tends to score more inside. They're both very fast teams on fast break. Their only pace is down here. Potentially an over when you see fast break points like that. That's pretty nice. 3v3, 4v4, these all cancels out. So I'm not really loving a side so far because everything seems pretty close. The only thing we really have is here, and that's about the main disadvantage. Total 157. This one we can actually look at before we go to see if we have potentially an over play we could do. We take these two, comes out to 168, and this comes out to a 160. Our total is 157, so our range is higher than the current total. So let's go look at the injuries and see if there's anybody standing out that we need to know about. Minnesota is right here. Carly has been out since May, so that's not a big deal. And Phoenix has, my God, everybody's out. Sabali is still out. Estimated return basically next week. Lexi, week after that. Yeah, everybody's out. So yeah, they got 4 people out. That ain't good. So let's go look at the props now. All right, props it is. Boop, change this up to the next game. There we go, load them up, and then we'll start with the overs again. Keep a nice pattern going. Overs, we have Courtney hitting over 5 for 5 on the 27.5 PRA, balling out. Alyssa Thomas and is doing well, and then Courtney Williams is obviously part of the PRA. So PRA 32.2 on a 27.5, pretty good. You see who she's gone up against: Chicago, Phoenix. Already faced Phoenix once. And then Chicago back-to-back times. So 3 out of 4 games, 3 out of 5 games have been Chicago. That's hilarious. We saw Chicago's playing pretty well too. They have pretty average defense lately, so that's actually not bad. We could rock with this head-to-head. You can see typically she doesn't do this much, but this game she did. So if you go last 10, you can see we have a 5-game peak, and that's where we're sitting at. With let's see, some man. I'm not loving this. I don't know. I see this, but I see a 5-game peak, but it's not that crazy of a peak. 32 on a 27, still pretty decent for a number. Let's go look at the other side. Thomas, now, everybody and their mama out for Phoenix, so somebody got to do something. 27 you're averaging in the last 5. Look at the last 3 games, because we got to see how the injuries been going. You've been balling out. Are you taking all the shots? Let's look at the field goal attempts. Yeah, I think you're taking all the shots. 24 shots. It's 14 shots. Man. And Minnesota's 12th in points in the paint, which means they don't focus mainly on side. They focus, I'm liking Thomas. You take it. I want volume with my shooters. If my shooters have a lot of volume, there's a chance they can make shots. You gotta be able to make shots to win games. They hit props, and yeah, she's shown she's stepping up. So this might actually be a play to take. Let's go with it. 23.5 on the PR. Or the PA. What's the PR? What's the PRA? Let's do the whole thing. PRA 34th on a 32. That's close. What's PR? 23 and a 24. What's the straight points? Yeah, 17 on a 15.5. I might just take straight points because I don't really want my forward passing much. I want you scoring today. And I think with you taking this many shots, I think you're going to be a little more focused on shooting than distributing. So far, I like this. Let's go look at those unders real quick. Courtney's looking cool. Might take that one too. Let's see. Let's pop the under, see if anything looks good on this side. And we got Sammy Wickham, and we got Lana Smith. Under half. I will never take under 1.5 threes. I will continue to say that. So Smith for Minnesota. Let's go look at those real quick. Boop. Sammy balled out one game. You can ball out. Until this goes away off the screen, basically 2 more games, I'm not going to trust it. So we're going to take this off. Alana, same situation, up then back down. You have the potential to ball out. I don't like that. You could easily step up and hit your shots. You get enough minutes for it. I don't trust that. I'd rather have the over. So of the 2 overs, I don't like a side. I don't like a total. I will say that much because offense and defense are both playing pretty well. Phoenix 3-point shooters. You don't shoot many threes, do you? That would be nice if you did, but no, you don't even get offered for a 3-point line. That tells me everything there. So I think I'm going to continue to. What's 2-point defense for Minnesota? 48%. Yeah, 48%. That's not bad. Pretty decent defense. I think we can work with that. I think I'm going to trust this Thomas points over 15.5. I feel like she's going to get all the volume that she's been getting the last 2 games, and we're going to trust that. So we're going to go Thomas over 15.5 next. All right, game 3 is going to be Golden State and Seattle. Currently, we got Seattle 4.5 with a 156.5 total. We go over here to the spreadsheet. We see our numbers, and Golden State has been defensively quite poor inside the arc. Seattle's been doing better there, and then everything on the 3-point line is canceling out. So offensive rating versus defensive rating is actually pretty close overall. So far, I can see why it's a short spread. I don't like what I see so far. 156 our total. Let's see if that makes any sense. Last 5 are coming out to a 160 with a 159 range. So the range is 1 point, but then the total's 4 points below that, potentially an over, but then I don't know if I trust these offenses the way they're shooting. So let's go look at the props. Let's see what we got cooking over here. Get rid of you, change you back to the over, and we change this to the right game, which is going to be Valkyrie and Storm, and we see we got some overs. All right. Burton 3s, Hayes 3s. We hit on both of those last time they played on Monday. So if you want to see them, I'll show you. If you're taking the volume, you're going to keep hitting them, I will keep taking it. So spreadsheet, you can see Seattle is number 2 in 3-point defense. So that's what makes it a little more dicey than usual. So let's go look at those, shall we? When you're hitting this many threes because you're taking this many threes, I like the high output of volume. That's what we want to see. If you have the volume to hit it, that means you can actually do it. And she is a damn good shooter all around. You see these numbers. That means she takes great shots. She ain't just chucking it up to chuck it up now. So Burton might be a good play. But then Hayes is also doing quite well. And we go to threes, same story, same results. Very decent amount of threes, but still awesome when it comes to the percent, except for this one game against Indiana. Indiana's typically number 1 in defense on threes, but we go look. Let's go head to head. How have you done recently? Well, this season you faced Seattle once already, and you hit 3 threes, so you did good there. Veronica, how did you do in your head-to-head game? You also hit 2, so you both hit the line. But Tiffany plays more. I know she plays more minutes, and she actually probably going to take more threes, and she's already hit this line once against Seattle this year. So no, I'm not as concerned with Seattle's defense as I usually would be because both of these players are really good 3-point shooters overall. We just showed it. So of the 2, I'm going to get rid of Burton. Goodbye. Anybody over? Let's see. Points, rebounds we can look at, and then we have their obviously their PRA. If you want to take that, I'm already taking Hayes 3s if I'm taking something here. Let's go pop the unders up too, just to look. Ezzy. I'll say Ellie. Ezzy. Let's see. 17.8 on 15.5. Well, if you want to go against Golden State, you can take, what's your head-to-head here? Last game you faced was literally June 29th, 3 weeks ago, basically. And you did terrible. And before that, on June 14th, you barely hit this line. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. It tells me an under might be in play here for sure. But you see the last 4 games, you've been popping off. So those 2 things are already contradicting. And then we can see the last 10 has not been that great. So goodbye, not messing with you. So anybody else on the, we get unders, we have Skylar. The one time I took Diggins to get under, she had like a monster game. So a little gun shy when it comes to taking her plays. Or was it? It was one of these games. Where was it? Yeah, it was this first game right here because she was so bad. And also, I'll take it. And she popped off, and this has been popping off since. So and then she's back down here. See, I don't love that. I go head to head both times, super close to the line. Don't love that. So for me, plays, I think Hayes to hit 2 threes might be the way I'm going to go. Plus 100. Yes, I get it because, yeah, Seattle has great defense. I know. That's why it's only 1.5 and not 2.5 like it probably should be because of how well of a shooter she can be. So I'm going to take Hayes. Hayes over 1.5, 3 goals. So we're going to take that for plus 100. Next. All right, game 4 is going to be Indiana and New York. I'm going to tell you about right now, I'm about tired of betting on Indiana because every time I bet their spread, they lose. Or just not, they don't hit the spread or they just lose outright. Cannot figure that team out. They do not respect stats. They do what they want to do, and they're very up and down and left and right. They don't follow the numbers like most teams do. So today, though, we have New York is a 10.5 point favorite on at home. On the home, yeah, at home. 163.5 is our total. Let's go to the sheet. Let's look at the numbers. We can see currently 7-3, 5-5, blah blah blah. Number one 3-point. Look at Indiana's 3-point defense is miserable last 5 games. That is terrible. You're normally in the mid to high 20s. You're at 36. That's not good. New York is crushing 3 points. So if anything, first one, I see that spread. Is Clark even playing? That's the first thing I'm questioning. Is she even playing is the main thing I need to know. Let's go and look over here. Indiana. Nope. Nope. Felt a little something in her groin would be evaluated. Yeah, they're sitting her out for precaution because now they're about to have a week off. Basically, they'll come back on Tuesday. So with Clark out, man, I was going to take the under on Clark threes. That seems to work out lately. Oh, man. Let's look at New York. Anybody out from New York? Jonquil and Salatu. You'll be back here soon. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Cool stuff. Good stuff indeed. So we want to take advantage. What can we take advantage of? Indiana might have a tough day. I'm gonna tell you right now. Inside scoring, we could take Indiana to score because 3 versus 12, absolutely, that's a mismatch. 13v2, that's a mismatch. Indiana's going to own inside the arc. Outside though, that's going to be mostly New York. Ratings 2v1, 9v8. That is a push. Everything's pushing. So points in paint inside again, that's going to lean Indiana. So if we want to take props potentially, yeah, we would absolutely go Indiana forward, center, inside. Outside, maybe New York, but maybe just leave it alone. So let's go look. We have it pulled up to the overs first, and we see we have Cloud over points, rebounds. Well, that doesn't help me. I want Indiana forward, not a New York guard. Man, look at this game here. I know 27 minutes, you had a whopping 3 PR. I'm sorry. I know you ball out, but what is this? What are we doing? What are we doing? What is that? Yeah, you had a wonderful 4 games, and now you're back to this. So, yeah, no, sorry. I can't. I need consistency. That's not consistent. That's a what the hell was that? So let's go unders and take a look here. We got McDonald, Stewart, Stewie. I will never take under 1.5 threes. And then we have under 13.5 points assists. So we have Stewie, points assists under. Yeah, Stewie's been on a downward trend. I don't like this trend. Then she valleyed here, coming back out. Think about like the stock market. It goes up and down. Players do the same thing if you think about it. So they get on hot streaks, cold streaks, pop, defense, offense. It makes sense. I'm not touching that. I don't like that. And then McDonald under looks pretty good, but with Clark being out, somebody's going to get more opportunity to get points and assists, and that might be. Let's look at the whole season, last 10 games. Yeah, I can back this up. You can see, I guarantee if we look at it, these are probably the games that Clark didn't play. And you see what she does. She takes advantage of her opportunity. So I don't like that either. So I don't like any props. Happens. Sometimes you don't have a good prop, and that's one of the games. We look at the spreadsheet, and we can see that, well, yeah, Indiana just do well inside, but getting how are they going to do without Clark in there? I think for me personally, I've been burning Indiana a couple times. I don't have any props. They're a 10-point dog on the road at New York, who is supposedly they've been the top team most of the season. So for me, I'm passing. I don't want nothing to do with this one. This is a fun one. If you're going to watch a game, watch this one. I'm going to pass though. Next. All right, last game is going to be Las Vegas and Dallas. You can see it right here. We have Las Vegas as a 6-point favorite on the road with a 169.5 total. Head over here to our spreadsheet, and we can see currently what we have. Actually, on the right game, that might help us. Vegas, Dallas, numbers, and that is a lot red. That's way more red than I expected. Okay. Vegas can't shoot threes, and they can't defend threes, so those two automatically cancel out. It is going to be nothing but absolute garbage outside that 3-point line. They're going to chuck them up, but some are actually going to go in because they can't stop anything. 24%? Bro, that ain't good. 5v3, though, that's different on the other side of the court. 4v7, that's a push. 9v11, that's all pushing. You see this, right? Everything's kind of close to each other. There's no clear advantage. Offense, defense, pushing here. So I don't care about the over, I don't care about the under, and I don't care about a side. All I care about in this one is potentially a prop, because so far this is too close. Let's go look at the props in this one. So let's change this to the last game. Boop, boop, and we see, I'll start with the overs first, and we have no overs. That makes sense with this game. Nothing's making sense so far. There's always that one game where you're just like, ugh, and nothing looks good. In this one, we have some unders, but let's take a look at 1.5 threes, 1.5 threes, which we don't do, and we have gray. points and assists at the same different numbers, but same prop. And yep, of course, it's right there at the line at a 12 line. I don't like this. There's nothing good in this one. Every game, there's always gonna be that one game you're looking at like, who, what? Nothing makes sense. So this one's gonna be a full-on pass. It happens. You're not going to be able to play every game. You can if you want to, but the way we do things around here, there's no advantages for us. So if you're going to play this one, be cautious, take it, whatever. I'm passing on it, and we're going to end it right there. So based on all that, let's go back to the schedule. So we're done with WNBA. Next video will be Tuesday. We'll come back. Yeah, it's literally the shortest week for sports in the year. Baseball's on All-Star break literally till Friday. WNBA will be back on Tuesday. We have MLS, which we have a video about to come up for that one too. So appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing. If you're playing, if it's your first time here, let me know. How did you get here? So other than that, whatever. Again, appreciate being here. Check out Outlier, check out the HQ, and I will see you next week on Tuesday for some more WNBA. Peace.